Hello everyone, Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker training. We are here at fmtrain.tv where we put together daily live training sessions at this time slot. I know this time slot might be a little challenging right now because a lot of people are changing, leap forward and leap backwards and daylight savings and things like that. And it would be really great if we just all quit doing that because it makes a mess out of stuff. So at 1 o'clock Pacific time, that's in California here, West Coast, Portland, Washington, etc. in the United States, we're broadcasting live about the FileMaker platform, building great applications that help you create, awesome solutions that your customers need. Now, before we get going today, we have a very exciting broadcast. I want to point out a couple important things. So first off, the upcoming broadcast schedule, if I press the button right here, you can see that we are doing Nick Hunter today with the GetLayoutObjectAttribute, day 1, day 2. It's so much content, we needed 2 days for it. Claire's did today release 19.1.3, and that is an update that's available. And what if you're the kind of person that you're creating DDRs, if you are creating DDRs, you really need to go get this update. This also fixes some problem with connecting to Cloud 1 solutions. So if you're using Cloud 1 versus Cloud 2, if you talk to Claire's, they just say the word cloud. However, here we have to be technically precise because cloud is this ubiquitous term that people just slobber all over everything. It's like taking jelly or peanut butter and spraying it everywhere on your food, salt and pepper. You need to use the word cloud selectively. No one does, so we have to specify. There's Cloud 1 product, which is deprecated. It's kind of people have it, but of January of 2022, so a little bit more than a year from now, it's going to get shut off. So people need to be moving off of that and either going to FileMaker Server on-premise on AWS or going to FileMaker Cloud 2, which has some, depending on the size of group you have, that could be cost effective or not really cost effective. And so we could have a conversation on that. So this is the upcoming broadcast schedule. I want to remind everyone that we have 3 engineers here working on this, me being one of them. But this stuff is not free. So when we put together training like this, we recommend that people go to fmtraining.tv at the top. Of course, the tab right here, the live tab, shows you the upcoming broadcast schedule, but you can take a look at our bundles right here. We also have a double bundle. If you're interested in a double bundle, you can get 2 years, which is really great. We don't have that right here, but if you get our emails, our newsletters, things like that, we will email you about that. So if you need FileMaker, you're learning the FileMaker platform, this is great. This also comes with 1 hour free coaching sessions. So if you buy the complete learning bundle, you get the copy of FileMaker Pro, you get all the training, you get the specialized CRM, and it's a hell of a good deal. And for $349, you get a double, right? You get either 2 years for one person or 2 people for 1 year. So we give you kind of this double deal. If you already have FileMaker, you just need the video training, this is the bundle right here. Now, important to understand about the broadcast and about upcoming things is that this broadcast is a result of you folks buzzing in. So Nick said, hey, do we want to talk about layout object attribute? And Nick has this little buzzer, buzz, buzz, and you buzzed in and said that we wanted that. So what I do is I have my handy dandy Post-it notes right here. And what I want to do is take notes about upcoming topics you would like to see. If you have ideas, things that you would like to see, just random, like, if we could show this or show this or show this, it would help me sell the product, right? Post them Discord or send them to email us at support@rcconsulting.com. Ken is testing his buzzer. Organdine says, when and how does FileMaker update? When you close it or reopen it periodically, it'll say, hey, there's a new update available. They kind of stage it in such a way where not all the the clients go off at the same time, because then everyone would try to download this update and it would overload their servers. I mean, it is Apple, so you wouldn't think they'd overload, but I don't know. Well, welcome everyone. So let's get this rolling. I've done my opening sequence. I'm going to sit here in the background, shuffling away and doing stuff. Miles Debsky is going to be helping babysit. So Miles, are you ready to go? And Nick, are you ready for Get Layout Object Attribute day 1?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to quit sharing my screen. You should share your screen and your face.
Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in today for this Get Layout Object Attribute. So for many of you, I know this function is kind of a little bit of voodoo stuff, and it's just because it doesn't work. It's difficult to debug and it's difficult to understand. There's a lot of things. Actually, it's like when you have at home, you have a closet where you put all the thing inside, and you tell your guests, "Oh, don't open this closet because everything falls in your face if you open it." So it's pretty much this. Okay, it's a closet where you don't want to open. Okay, so and the drawer, you put all the stuff in it, right? So we all have this in our house. And get object layout attribute is pretty much this. I remember this was a function originated with 10, even less, 5 or 6 what's the name, components, and now it's it's out of control. So what are we talking about here? We are talking about, let's share my screen here. Okay, we are talking about this here. Oh, I'm removing this. Okay. So we are going to we're talking about this function. Okay, the get layout object attributes. Okay, so this is return the specified attributes of a layout object. It's all about layout object. It's not about data. Okay, it's about layout object, an object into a layout. Okay, that's why the name is kind of explicit. And so you have many attributes here. You have many kind of parameters here you can pass. Those, as I explained many times in FileMaker, and here they are telling you, every time you see something with brackets here, that means that is optional. Okay, so pretty much for today, we are going to ignore that too. Okay, and that will be for tomorrow. Okay, so today we are just going to learn about using those two things here. Okay, so as you can see here, it originated in Pro 8.5, which is also, it's kind of an old version of FileMaker. It's not the prehistory of my FileMaker, but let's say it's the middle age of FileMaker, let's say, right? So if you want to position where it was in the history timeline, right? Let's say 1.0 is the prehistory, and this is the Jurassic time, and this is the Middle Age. Okay, so you have a lot of things here, and we are going to explore all of those things because object type applies to everything, but this applies to a certain kind, and this applies to another kind of object. This applies only on panels. These apply only on some object as well. Very limited objects are this working for all objects. So you have we are going to not talking about everything that is positioned, that the positioning of the object in the layout. We are not going to talk about that today. We are going to talk about that tomorrow, but we are going to talk about everything else. Okay. The source, the content, and enclosing object, container object, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so this is if you want to go to the help, you can go and you type get layout object without space like this, and then you get it. So this function works only if you name the object. You need to name objects, and with FileMaker nowadays it's very easy to name an object. It was a kind of a nightmare before, but nowadays it's very easy. So because we have the object tree. Okay, so it's very easy to name an object. See, those are named. I named the object field 1, field 3, field 2. I named the object. Sorry, here. I named the object here. The field date is a name. Okay. This is a text, but all those attributes here. See, field date. I have field last, field first, portal. I named portal. See, it's a name of the portal here. So I named the object. So they have a name. See, they have a name. It's not like no name is like this. They tell you what it is. but it's when you put a name, you have a name, okay? So it's important that you have a name. Otherwise, like button, I call it button, okay? It's a button here. So I put a name on it. If you don't have a name, GetLayoutObjectAttribute cannot go and point to the object. So it's very important. So let's start it a little bit with something very simple, okay? How this works. So how you compose this function, okay? So first of all, you call it GetLayoutObjectAttributes, okay? So, and here, so we said we are going to ignore those things. And here you put the object name and the attribute name. So remember, what we call object name could be field name, field first, button, all the name of the object. And here you have to pass the attribute name. So those are all the attribute name: object type, as focus, contain focus. So if you want to know the object type of an object by the name, you need to copy exactly this attributes. So you copy this, and then you go there and you say, okay, with quotes, between quotes, okay? Otherwise, it doesn't work. That's why many people say, oh, okay, I tried this. I put my object name here, okay, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It said cannot be found because you need to put quote here, and you need to put quote here too, okay? Now it works. So field first, it's field. If I go and say button, it will say it's a button. If I say portal, it will say it's a portal, okay, etc. See, so if I call a name, let's say I'm changing the name here. I'm changing the name here. Don't say portal. I said contact list, okay. Let's say I called it contact list, contacts, okay. So if I go back to my function here, I say get layout object attributes, and I say the name is this, and I want to know the type. It's object type. Okay, content object type. Object type. Why is not working? Contact list. Object type. Why it doesn't work? Oh, maybe because I didn't save the layer. Okay, so it says the contact list, the object type of contact list is portal. Okay, so you will say, okay, why do you need to know that? Sometimes it is important to know where you are. Actually, it's more about telling you where you are. Sometimes you have a very complex navigation. Especially, for example, one day I had to build a solution that was completely usable by visually impaired people, okay? So, and even blind people, completely blind. So they needed to be able to use the solution, and I needed to use kind of the system FileMaker has for that, but I needed to return where I was. The type of object. Oh, you are in the last, it's a field, or you are here, it's a portal. So they were. I was guiding them by the name of the thing. So sometimes you have a navigation that you require you to have some kind of this level of identification of object where you are currently to launch something or not launch something, etc. So let's continue, shall we? So now you see, you know how to compose one. Okay, so I'm not going to see. You know how to compose one. You put quote 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 quote. Okay, so now you have another way to do that, is to use a calculation. So instead of putting quotes and stuff like that, this is new. This is new. It wasn't possible before. I think that got introduced in 15 or 16, that you have the possibility to put calculation in the function itself. So now you can do this. You can put a global, for example. you know, like where you are going to type your object name, the target object name, and the attribute you want. You can put also a variable if you want. You know, it can work with variable, it can work with data, it can work. You know, so before you had to put the name between quotes. You didn't have the choice. But now we can do something like that. You can build your own get layout object attribute, and on the fly ask for the attribute you want. For example, I want to know, so this is a list of all my objects in my layout. You know, if I change a layout, I have a tab one, tab, you know, so I have different objects. You know, see, if I change the layout, I have the object here. Of course, you're going to get the file tomorrow night, and then you will explore how I'm doing this. Get the list of all the buttons, all the name of the layout names inside here. Okay. The layout name, sorry, the object in the layout. Okay. So I want to know this file, this field here is the name of the name of the field is field first. So I want to see if field first has focus. Okay, that's what I want to know. So far it said no, 0 means no. Okay, but if I click now here, right, it say yes. I have focus. That means I am in that field now. I am currently in the field first. If I say, what about field last? He said no, because here I'm in field first. If I go in field last, it will say, oh yeah, by the way, you are in field last, so you have the focus. So now you have here, you have all the attributes here. So we are going to work through all of them except for those about the position. Okay. So the has focus is very cool actually, because it tells you where you are, in which field you are. And you will say, okay, Nick, that's great, but why do I care about if I'm focusing on the field last, on the field first? Why do I care about this? You know, why do I care? Well, you can have something like this, for example. Let's say where it is, I have a layout where I have this or none. Demo, okay, yeah. So if I'm here, for example, if I'm in this field, if I'm this field here in dates, for example, let's say I'm in date. See, I have a date field here, right? So I know if I say field dates, field date here, I have the focus. I have the focus in field date, okay? So what happened here? If I type in my keyboard letters, I can type letters, okay? I can type only numbers, digits, okay? I cannot type letters. I can type digits. And of course, I cannot do any of the space and because it's a date field. But I can strike the slash, you know, because of the dates. Now I have a date. And here in this field here, I can type whatever I want. It's a field normal. But in this field here, I cannot type numbers. So how I determine this? I have a script here, and I have on layout keystroke, I have a script running. And the script says, if get layout object attributes field date has focus, that means if I am in the field date and I have the focus, don't prevent the non-numeric character to happen, and I just allow this character to be there. Okay, so this is why this can be useful. You will say, okay, you can say if get current field name, field name active field name. Okay, if active field name equal or I don't know dates. Okay, then you can do this. Yeah, but if you change the name of the date field, you get you're out of the thing. If you change the name of the field, it's broken. That will be part of something we are going to talk later on Tuesday, on Thursday. We are going to talk about how to wreck things, how to fix things like this. Okay, but by the way, working with this is much faster than using the get active field name blah blah blah. This is much faster, and you have a better control on this. You master the control on the surface. All of this stays in the layout, in the surface of the layout. Let me explain. You deal with field name. You deal. So that means maybe you want that to happen in this layout, showing the date. But there's another layout you don't care, showing the same. You know what I mean? So, or sometimes you want the script to happen. You want the script to happen to any object called field date, right? Any object. If you point to the field, let's demonstration. Okay, this is date created. Okay, and this is a duplicate date ended. Okay, for example, I have two dates, and so I have two dates here. Let's say this object still name field date, right? If I change it to field ended, I don't need to do anything else. The object name still field date. I change the field. You got the point here? That means my script still working. I cannot put letters, but I can put numbers and slashes. So my script still working, whatever the field name is, which makes everything portable, expandable, reusable. If you say if get active field name equal get field name, because this is what you need to do to prevent the breakage, okay? Field name, and you have dates, create. That means this script will work only for that field, coming from that relationship. So now here, you got a point here that you can do that now. You don't care about the field, just the field need to be named date, field date. That's it, you know. So you have a great advantage using the get layout object attribute for that as focus. So let's move on, unless we have some more urgent question. That's much simpler. Yeah. Of course. So you got the point, right? You don't, and you stay on the surface of the planet. You don't go to the core of it. You don't go deep in the relationship. So I can copy this. I can copy the field and the scripts and put that in another solution. Attach the date I want, and bam, it's still working. Because I just need, because when you copy, let's say I copied this, I'm copying the name as well of the field. Look, it's awesome. Okay, let's continue. So now we say, you see the has focus, but is our fields the only object that can be has focus? No, you can have focus on buttons as well. So that's something maybe you didn't know, that you can have, when you tab, you can tab on and include objects like buttons in your tab order. You see this one has focus. So let's see. I'm going there and I want to know if the button has focus. Yes, the button has focus. So now if I press a space bar, I'm actioning the button. So that's why I say, when you need to have a impaired or accessible solution, including object in your tab order is very cool, because now you have focus, right? And you can see it. You have the focus kind of for design here, and you don't even need to click on it. You just have to press bar, space bar, bam, and you action the script. So now you know that, oh, by the way, yeah, is the button has focus? Yes, it has focus. So do something. You know what I mean? Or don't do something. And then you can take this data information. And that is valid for many things. If I'm going there, here, I can have focus on the popover, and I strike, when I strike escape, when I strike spacebar, I open the popover, escape, spacebar, escape, spacebar, escape, okay? And I can have focus on the button itself. So for example, here, if I'm saying that I want, is the popover, where's the popover? Is the popover has focus? No, this is the object. So is the popover, yeah, you need to have a, what's the name? This is something else, not popover. Let's do the button, blah, blah, blah. Where's the button? Button. Where's the button? Either an object. Okay, button object. This one. Is this one has focus? Yes, it has one. Okay. So you can add, okay, to add a button into your tab order is just, you just click here, you see, you can click on, what's the name? Objects that can be fields and buttons as well. Even you can have a slide control because when you have slide control here, you see you do this, and you can have focus. Now I have the focus on the slide control, and I can see the button here. See this here. So I can focus on this. See, spacebar, arrow left, arrow right, and spacebar. So you have control on this too. Okay. So now you know if you have control, if you have focus on this or not, right? So that was has focus. Okay. So working with tab order will be a good session. Yeah. Buzz. We can buzz on this if you want. The question Scott Kane said, working with tab order would be a good session. Yes, I agree. It could be a nice refresher because there's so many things that are will be discovered by many of you people. Yeah. So buzz. Okay. So I'm going to ask the boss to add a sticky note in his board. Okay. So let's continue. So now we have those here. Those are very cool. And I want to explain to you how they work. Contained focus. So what is this? Okay. So what's the difference between has focus and contained focus? Okay. So has focus, you point to one object, like a field, for example. Okay. But what happened when you have a popover? Okay. So let's say I have a popover, and inside I have fields. So I can say field first, which is this one, it has focus. That's true, right? Field first has focus. But now, okay, popover, I want to know if the popover has contained something with focus. For example, I go there, I click here, and now the popover contains focus. That means inside the popover, I have a field that has focus. So this is, you know what I mean? So the popover contains the current focus. The current focus is somewhere here. So it could be anything, it works with, if I click outside, oh, no focus anymore. If I click here, I have focus. Oh, contain focus. So here, how could that be useful? Remember, you have the escape here. How many times you have this, you type and then you press escape, okay? And you get out, But you don't want that to happen. Okay? When you have the focus, you don't want the thing you don't want that to go away. Okay. So here a quick experience that we can do. Let's go do demo 2. Okay. Demo 2, say, okay, if, okay, so if popover, if popover contain focus, oops, alt. So now you go there in your popover and you say, okay, on object exits, you want the demo 2. Okay. So here what happened here? If I click here, escape, no problem. I hit escape, it closes it. Now if I have this, why it doesn't work? I forgot to do this yesterday. Contain focus. Oh, because that's escape. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because escape get out of this. It's not a good because escape. Why doing this? Maybe it's not on the popover that I need to put this. Not on exit, or maybe on save or validate. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't intended to do that, and I shouldn't have done. But you got the point here. It should stop it, but anyway, it doesn't want to stop it. Here, yeah, no, okay, you got the point. Yeah, I didn't do the demo yesterday, and now I know why. Anyway, so you see what the contain focus means. Now you have, okay, popover contain focus, and also slide control contains focus. That's only the two objects that contains focus. Okay, so this and poros as well. Poros, popover, and slide control. It actually is easy to determine who is containing the focus. It's all containing objects. Like, see, for example, a slide control contain object. When I move the slide control, I'm moving all the object inside. When I move a popover, I'm moving all the object inside the popover that contain object. Same for poros. When I move the poros, I'm moving all the object inside. So all those three objects can contain focus. Okay. So if I say for example, this is a slide 1. Does the slide 1 contain focus? Answer yes. So that could be nice for Paul. Yeah, Paul. Yeah. Ken, I just said it. Yeah. So you got a point here of what the contain focus means. That means the object you call the object, the slide 1. Is slide 1 contains focus? The answer is yes. If slide 2 contains focus, that means am I in the slide 2? The answer is no. See, is 0. Am I in fact? If I go to the slide number 2, and I ask, does I have focus here? It says yes. I have the focus. Okay. So this is the contain focus. Is that the difference between has focus and contains focus? Okay. Contain focus is very important. So let's move to the third one here. That is in front panel. So front panel, only two objects are working with the front panel: slides, okay, and tabs, because they all have panels. Okay. That's a panel, and that's a panel, right? So is front panel, is slide number 1. This is slide number 1, 2, and 3, okay? This is how I name them. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. Is the slide number 2 is front panel? The answer is no. Is slide number 1 is front panel? The answer is yes, because it's front panel. Now, if I go to the second one, is front panel? No. Okay, so that's how you determine where you are. Okay, you know what I mean. So you got the name of the object. So you can see here, for example, when this field here. So you can set a field with the name of the object you want to control. You don't need to type. You know what I mean, right? You don't need to type the object by with your hand, right? You can select You can have a script say, okay, hey, set field with this name of object and check if he has the front panel. If he has a front panel, don't do this, don't do that, or don't allow, like I don't want people to edit this. Okay, like for example, um, you if you are in this, for example, you want to hide this. Let's say when you are in the number 2 here, so you say if get layout object attributes slide 2, okay, is front panel. Okay, so if you do this, hide the object. Okay, so here number 1 is okay, number 2 object hidden, number 1, number 2, right? So you can say I don't want, hide me hide me something if the front panel slide number 1 is front panel. Okay, so you have this kind of control here, which is cool. Okay, and that the only way to do that is to use the is front panel question. So you can invent the scenario, but if you want to attach something, an action, whatever, a control, a check, a hidden stuff, or whatever, if you need to, if you want to do something because you switch to the on panel, so you don't create a button, you know what I mean, that trigger a script that hide the thing. No, it's because you are entering the front panel automatically, that automatically FileMaker will hide the thing you want to hide. Because, so you don't need to say, oh, you don't need the buttons, you don't need to add a button to say if the panel name is slide 1 blah blah blah. You don't need that. You put directly the condition in the calculation, right? So let's remove this. So this is a is front panel, and it works also for those, the tab 1, tab 2. Is tab 1 has front panel? Yes. If 2 has front panel? No. Now if is 2 is front panel? Yes. Right. And now if I click on the tab 3, is that front panel? No. Okay, so those two also. So how to name object like this, for example? Because when you see when you click here, you cannot put a name here. There's no name here. Click, click, click. See, there's no name. And when you go to the object here, now see when you click on this, when you click here, you see you don't even selected. You don't even have select the tab control. So you need to click again. So you see, you click 1. See, when you are now, you click here, click, 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 and then you can name the object. Now you can name, or you can just, you don't care, you go there and you click here and you select and you click and you click here and you change the name and you put the name you want. Okay, nothing to do with whatever you put here. Okay, blah 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 blah. You put, that's not what I'm meaning. It's not the name of the tab, okay, because that can be confusing for you. It's not the name of the tab. It's the name of the object. Again, stay with generic name like tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. Why? Because imagine you have a logic like this, and you have plenty of get layout object attribute stuff, and you want to copy paste to another solution that nothing to do with what you were doing at the first place. You can reuse, expand, and include your object, but just copy paste, and it's still working, right? So that's the point. Stay generic. Here you can put whatever you want. In the name of the tab, you can put whatever you want, right? But for the naming of the object, and then you are attaching all the logic of controlling, checking, and navigation, or whatever. All the logic you put there, you put on the name, and that's why you need to use the get layout object attributes stuff more than ever. So let's continue with the is active. Okay, so the is active
Hey, did we answer David's question? David said, "Can you use GetLayoutObjectAttribute inside of conditional formatting?"
Of course,
Okay.
of course. Look, of course. Let's say I have a button here. Okay, test conditional. Okay, just a button is here, test conditional, and I have a condition here that says get layout object attribute tab underscore one. Okay,
Oh yeah, you could do it that way. That would be cool.
is active. Okay, so this is what I want to know, and if it's active, put me this white, and I want a big big red flashy big stuff here like this, right? So if it's one, maybe because it's what did I do? From tab one is is front panel. Sorry, because I was seeing the thing.
Yeah.
So now it's red, bam, bam, and now it's not red, not red, not. That's it. That's cool.
Pretty fancy. Pretty
It's
fancy.
Yeah, because you can say, hey, by the way, you know, you can say, don't forget. Actually, you can do very fancy stuff. You know, you can do a pop a message. You know, when you enter somewhere, oh, if active is panel one, bam, you have a message. Don't forget to enter your name and your first name and your social security number. Right? It's you know what I mean. It's you can do very cool stuff like this. You have a control. You have a perfect control of the object. The problem is this. The problem is, you know, the where to go and what is doing, what the has focus is for, what the contain focus is for. You know, has focus is for fields and the button. So now you know about those guys, and let's move on because I have some minutes here. I want to jump on those two that are very obvious, but this one is obvious, but this one here is active. What's the name? Is only for the button bars, you know. So it works only on button bars. So if I say, for example, the button one, you know, is active, yes. If now is active, no. It's button two that is active, right? So because the button bar here has an active state, okay? It work with the active state here, okay? So it's that the only button that you have that this works is active, okay? Is the object hidden? Very easy. Is the button hidden object? Is the button hidden? This object here is hidden? No. Okay. But if I hide it with whatever condition is hidden, the answer is yes. Okay. So now that obvious, that cool, that okay. But now if I'm doing this, okay, it says is not hidden. You know, it's not. But if I put that on the side here, you know, the object, yes, is hidden because it's on the side. So now you know something, you learned something. When you put an object here on the side, FileMaker consider it hidden. Okay? So it's like having the object here like this. Hidden. Okay? So that's how they do actually. And actually that is the reason why we have the hidden object function. They needed to build the hidden objects to prevent the object to show up when you stretch the window, you know, to stay on the side. So to stay on the side, actually the object is not moving on the side. You know, when you stretch the window, actually the object is doing this. It stay there. You know, on the explicit, it stay there, and it doesn't move as you stretch it. It stays, but is hidden. So it do this. But if you analyze with a macroscope or X-ray, if we could analyze the layout, the button still there, even though the button is on the side here. You know what I mean? So that's what since they had to build a hidden they had to hide an object because the object is there. They say, hey, why not put that here and controllable by the user? That's why we have it. So that is the is object hidden. So hidden. So now I want to talk about really briefly, but we can come back tomorrow, about one that is very useful for people dealing with websites and stuff like that. And I start using this during a time I needed to have my own kind of control. I was selling a product 10 years ago, and even 15 years ago now. Oh God, I just did the math in my mind. It's 20 years ago. Oh my God, I'm getting old every day. So 20 years ago, I was selling something, and I needed to control if the guy had paid me or not. You know, so pretty much if the guy didn't pay me, he couldn't create a new invoice or something like that, or a script like that. I was saying. So I was pinging one of my websites, and just by pinging the thing, it was returning. The website was returning 1 or 0. 1 means, okay, the guy is a paying guy. He paid it. That's okay. Or 0, the guy didn't pay you, so he cannot create a new invoice anymore. Okay. Just by going to a mere website it was a kind of an old Power Mac 6100, and I had just for that. And how I could get the results of a website, right? In FileMaker. So you use the GetLayoutObjectAttribute for that. So let's say you have this. Actually, I can do this. I could do this. I can just go there, and I just copy paste this and get it. Okay. So I have a website here. Okay, so I have a web viewer. Why it doesn't work? Why FMtraining.tv doesn't work? Oh, here we go. I'm selecting the web viewer as an object name, and I want to know the source. So the source is fm3v.tv. You return the address that I put there. Okay, that's the source. Okay, and then I want the content. This is the content of fmtraining.tv. So you return the code. The HTML code of the website, right? So you know all the source, all the code, you know the content.
Fancy.
Okay. So now you can have an address that returns 1 or returns something. You can go to that website, say, hey, you send the name or the ID of the guy and stuff like that. Is he a paying guy? Nah. Okay, so you return 0. That means new invoice, and you had a message, call Nick, you owe money. Okay, so, and trust me, it didn't last long, the guy to call me. Okay, and so this is how you do. So you can take back, you have the mobile metadata, and actually you can do a search now inside a website by text, right? So for example, if you want to search something like, you want to search this, right? You can search it now, because on the website, you can have, let's say you have all the content of all the website of the people, and you want to search something that is on the website, right? It could be useful. I know people, they like to do this because they want to know if they want to know the website they have in their memory, in their system. They want to know which one used the photo. blah blah blah.jpg, for example. Which website has this photo? Now you can search it because you can go in the source and say, see, for example, I want to know, let's say I have the logo hero 540 by 120 PNG. I want to know in all the websites I'm managing, which one has it, right? You can find it. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of powerful. Whatever you want to find something in the text, right? That's very cool. But this is only if it's hard-coded into the source page, correct? Yeah, but they're not.
No. This is whatever the code is that's sent down to render that, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be hard coded. It could be dynamic out of a database somewhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, it doesn't have to be hard coded. It's very easy, actually. Okay, this is a field. This is a global. Okay, this is the global. It's a function. It's a global. No, it's a calculation. So let's say, okay, I want demonstration. Okay, I want the website. Okay, website. Create. It's a text. Okay, create this and content. Okay. And website content. Okay, so I have two fields. Okay. So now I'm going there. I'm getting rid of this for now. Okay, and getting rid of this too. Don't need that. Oh, I can keep it. And I have my website here. So I want my website here. I want my website here. Web. Right. This is my website. I'm making clean then because I'm going to distribute the file tomorrow. And here I want my content. Okay. Okay. And how now I have a button here. Generate get content website content. Okay. Okay. Set field. Set field, and I want this to be, I want my website content to be, okay, get layout object attributes of web viewer, okay, and I want the content. Very easy. That's the name of the web viewer. So I don't even need to put, that's the beauty of this. You don't put the name of the web, we don't care. You know, you just ask you know what I mean? You just ask the web viewer to give you the content, okay? So now I have this, you know, very, very beautiful button here. And so I have this here, beautiful, blah, blah. This, I want to go there. And I want this always, and this a little bit here. Okay, so now I want apple.com. Okay, so I have apple.com here. Oh, hold on. This needs to point to this field here. Bam. So I have apple.com. Why? Because I didn't put the HTTP. Could have put that inside or. Okay, I have apple.com. Okay, let me remove this. Sorry for that. Okay, apple.com here, right? I want the content of this website. This is the content. Okay, so I have this. See, it's a different content than what it was. Now I'm going to the next record here, and I say HTTP blah blah blah, and I want .fm training .tv. Okay, I want this website. It's there. Get the content. So now I want to find. Okay, I want to find which one has Claris in the content. There's one. This has Claris. I want to find which one has Apple. So I have two. So because there's Apple somewhere in the code here too. I'm not surprised. It's an Apple company. Let's say I want to find which one has FM training. Okay, there's one only. You see what I mean? So you can find something. It's text, so it's very cool, it's very close, it's very fast. So you can find whatever, as I said, you want to know which one is using, which one refers to FM training manual.php. Okay, in your code, you have a website, you don't know where, and you want to find which one is doing this. Okay, oh, there's this one found. So it's very cool, very powerful. So
there's a little bit of a question going on about the document object model.
Yeah.
And so the problem is that when you download an HTML page, there's all these other associated pieces of it. And so the trick is to be able to bring all that down. Kyle Williams, a really good conversation going on Discord about this. Kyle Williams says that there's an add-on module to Chrome on this. We need to figure out how to bring that into FileMaker. I think the folks at Digital Fusion, the Australian, periodically we talk about their stuff. They make great sample files. If you're in Australia, the Digital Fusion people are kind of cool if you needed a local developer. I think they built a website or interacting with an API service where you send the website to a service and then through an API you rip all this stuff down. So not just this stuff here, but the entire DOM, right? I believe that was something they cooked up. Plus screenshots of it, right? Because as funny as it is, it's kind of hard to get a screenshot of this. You'd think you could get that, but it's surprisingly hard. It used to be something you could do a copy, like a preview of it. I don't even know if that still works. There's all these little hacks that go on to trying to get screenshots. But amplify for scraping. Okay, Oregon Dean, there we go. That's why we have smart people here. So
yeah.
But
the demonstration here I'm doing is just demonstrating what the function is.
Oh yeah, we're off in the weeds, but yeah, that's trying to scrape. There's a lot of interest in scraping web viewers and stuff, Nick.
Yeah, no, sure. But you have to understand also, this is coming from the dark age or the middle age of FileMaker. So maybe now this is no longer useful or whatever. But most of the time, when people were asking me something like this, they have their own website.
Yes.
And they know where to point. They had a fmtraining.tv // and they were pointing a very specific stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's not for I want to search apple.com or amazon.com. Of course, you cannot do that. But when you want, when you have a website internal in your company and stuff like that, you want to know and you want to maintain or whatever. Now you know how it works. Find an application out of it.
All right, cool. Yeah, and so of course these guys, you can always tell the advanced developers in the conversation because they kind of corkscrewed into a conversation about scraping the web and stuff like that. I have a couple resources I want to look at before I do anything. Oregon Dean, if you've got Oregon Dean is recommending an APIify website. If you have a demo or something where you played with that, you have something there, feel free to shoot that to us so we could take a look at that. I have not seen that, but if you guys have any demos along those lines, that would be great.
The application of this that I got the most, I remember, people, they have access to data, like a list of data, like a SQL result and stuff like that, or a form, and you want to search within a website into FileMaker. That's the only way you can do that.
Right.
Let's say you have a query on the SQL and you return that on the web viewer, and you want to search on it. So with the get source, get content, you get the content of your list, then you can search it.
Got it. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to it. Some people are talking about monkey bread plugins and all sorts of. I mean, when you get into this advanced stuff, there's always more, several different ways of solving the problem. And the goal is to be kind of exposed. And to be honest with you, when we're here talking with Nick, Nick is pretty sharp, but we don't know absolutely everything. And when folks like you, like Oregon Dean or Kyle or Agent Chevy or whoever's coming along, they have a better idea or a better way of doing something, we're definitely want to learn that and share that. It's a community of learning and sharing, right, Nick?
Of course, yeah. Actually, it's impossible to know everything. FileMaker, it's so huge, and so we all have our specialty. My specialty is design and optimization of code. Of course, I don't know everything that is outside, and neither you. I mean, as you said, it's not possible.
No, it's just not possible. The damn thing's gotten too big. All right, cool. Well, it's kind of wrapping up the end of today. It's 2:12, at least local time, or whatever. As we say in the business, it's 14:13 Zulu, or Lima, Lima local time. So tomorrow we're going to be back for more action. If you folks have questions, comments, ideas, sessions you'd like to see, the web scraping, we're going to look at that a little bit. I'm also going to get Calvin in here to do some add-ons, kind of walk through those, some of that stuff. Brutterman says, great session. Yeah, appreciate it. Cool. All right, well, we'll catch you tomorrow. Miles, thanks for running the broadcast from Portland headquarters. I'm Richard Carlton, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Bye.
Just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Try to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap. Stands in, throws it left for Amendola. Reaches up and snaps a high throw and lands inside the 10. Rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.